Everybody got the rank 14. Well, not quite. There are still people in the grind. That's myself. I gotta run into Vandar and right click him and do some damage so I don't get flagged as AFK, and then we can go back to whatever we're doing. But something got recommended to me today and I was a little surprised because he's been around the game since launch pretty much non-stop and he quit. Now I don't want to make this video a whole case of told you so. I really don't know why he quit, but we're gonna find out. And that person is, drum roll please, Togrey. Okay, Togrey has been in Classic WoW for a long time. He also plays retail, I think. Well, you probably seen his videos at some point, right? Like he's been around for the entire thing, right? But 2 days ago, he dropped this video. I am done with Classic WoW. And I am very curious, as a person that is making videos for like 6 months, why quit now? I got a suspicion of what happened, okay? And if it is the case, I am gonna rant for a little bit. You know I am gonna complain one way or another, but let's see his grievances, okay? He plays Alliance.
Togrey here saying new video, and this video, I think you already know what about because the title kind of says it.
Oh, you don't say.
I'm done with Classic WoW, and more precisely vanilla Classic WoW. And I think mainly the reasons why I'm actually done, and it's very tough because obviously if like a fresh comes out, it's always going to be let's play it because it's fresh. Fresh is always going to be very fun. New economy, a lot of people are like just leveling out. There is no boosting. There is like purely people that are doing dungeon grinds or questing, some world PvP here and there. There is no honor yet. So basically every fight is basically like organic. You were then grinding some previous and whatnot. The start of a fresh is always like very fun. So I'm not gonna lie and stand here and say that I'm never going to play a fresh again because that's not going to be happening.
Fresh.
I will always do a fresh, but I'm done with Classic WoW as it stands right now on the anniversary server until TBC for sure. For the simple reason of that I have seen everything I wanted to see from Classic. I am kind of done with Classic vanilla without a plus. I'm kind of done with like the especially BWL MC. Like I'm already like checked out of it.
Okay,
I
that's
haven't done
all.
a CG either because I'm just like stopped playing Classic WoW.
You know what's funny, guys? I haven't done a Solgorov either. And the only reason I haven't done Solgorov yet is I am already here all day. Right? Like after I am done with my ranking grind, World of Warcraft is the last thing I wanna do. That's why I freaking hate this PvP system. I look forward to not have to play this game anymore at the end of every week. I got 2 more weeks. I gotta live through it, I guess. But holy crap.
I am not even going for rank 14 either because I don't really care too much.
Okay, that's
especially
weird.
for gear that will be irrelevant at one point anyways. I don't have like that.
Okay, like for reference, rank 14 is gonna be replaced one way or another. Yeah, there is that dagger in AQ that is slightly better. AQ for like you are not gonna get it. Okay, you are not gonna get it. We can start with that. But even if you do get it, rank 14 gear is best in slot. The weapons are best in slot all the way to Nax. So it will be pointless, yeah, but that's 2 tiers away. Out of all the arguments I can give you for rank 14 sucking, that's not one of them. I don't think so, at least. If anything, my problem is that rank 14 is too good.
That pressure on me that wants me to grind that much for just a % or 2 improvement. Of course, it's going to be more if you have like everything. But even then, like depends on the gear that you have. Because I have Ashkandi, for example. I don't need a 2-hander for PvP, and I have already like 2 good weapons.
And the mace wipes us.
For PvE. Like it would be like a second, like a little upgrade if I went for rank 14. It's still a good upgrade, but
okay,
like it's
he
not
has
going
an
to be,
Ashkandi.
like,
Let's start with that, right?
Detrimental for me, and I am not.
So Ashkandi, 350 weapon speed, 81 DPS. And the rank 14 one, the one that he would be getting, is 380 speed, 77 DPS. It has more strength and more crit, so it is technically better because it is slower, but is there a big difference between these two for PvP, right? Because obviously if you're in Alliance and you're a tryhard, you're not gonna be doing dual 2-handers. By this point, when you're rank 13 gear, 2-handers is a lot worse than dual wield in the Alliance. Like you cannot do 2-handers anymore, right? So from his point of view, I completely understand why he doesn't want to get rank 14, right? Like, he got an amazing two-hander already. He doesn't need another two-hander. If he wanted to raid, yeah, I get it, but yeah, I totally get why he doesn't care about rank 14 sword. It is not that good compared to Ash Candy. He got lucky on the loot, I guess.
Not like chasing any parses either right now. I have no guild anymore because I just like didn't really join any, or I didn't really do anything.
Oh, that's a big one right there.
Because I don't really care.
Would I still be raiding if I had no guild? If I didn't have like Drill Sergeant Dwarf Lord yelling at me every week? Huh. Probably just, honestly, I would probably just do Molten Core. Like, if I was completely selfish, if I didn't care about, like, anything, because I wasn't in a guild, right? I raided with only strangers. Would I still be raiding Blackwing Lair? Honestly, probably not. I already got chromatic boots and the ring. Like, all I need is the cloak. I wouldn't feel, like, if I had to pog a BW... Okay, imagine having to pog a BWL. I would also have to tank it, right? Like, you cannot make a pog without, like, tanking it, or I would join a random group and be at their mercy. That also sucks. All of that for a cloak, I wouldn't do it. So I totally understand that if your guild breaks down, you got like very little reason to keep playing. That sucks. Blackwing Lair is one of those raids that when a guild is like 30 minutes and in a raid, in a POG, is like 4 hours. If you factor in filling up the group and getting everybody together and then going and doing it, it's probably gonna take you like 3 or 4 hours on a random POG. Yeah, like there's good players and there is those POGs that are half guild and half POG, and those are fine, but you are rolling the dice, you are rolling the lottery every single time, you know? Like there is not an established POGing culture in Anniversary as much as there is in like Era or something.
I felt like there was a lot of like unneeded drama. I felt like also this classic, like this Anniversary classic, has been very elitist to the point where I don't really recognize vanilla anymore.
Same.
Personally, of course, I like parsing. Whenever I want to parse, I will be full of parsing, obviously. Like if it is the MF week or whatnot, I would do that. I haven't done that because I didn't play, basically. But like it's a personal thing. I don't like impose on other people. I don't like check parses all the time to invite people and whatnot onto the raids because I don't really care about that. I feel like the dungeons are like have been like very, very deserted, or like always with HR everywhere. It feels like everything is like a currency now, like your time. If you want to like find a tank, you need to pay a tank. Obviously I'm a warrior, so I would tank my own dungeons. I don't really care too much. If you want to find a healer, you
Guys, I took a screenshot, okay, like what he's saying that you cannot find a tank, you cannot find a healer. I took a screenshot because I was like dumbfounded when I saw this. Let me look it up. It's hilarious. And keep in mind, I mean no hate to this guy I took the screenshot on, because if I were a new player, I would probably do the same. Okay, I think he's a symptom, a product of the environment, okay? Like, this guy is not, like, being, like, bad or anything. Okay, can you see that? Okay, I took a screenshot of this mage in my Alterac Valley. He was full rank 13th gear, and he had not a single, I am not even kidding, not a single dungeon item. You see those blues and you think, oh, that's, like, tier 0? No, those are Alterac Valley reputation blues. So you can make a new character and AFK in Alterac Valley, and without doing a single dungeon ever, you can have better gear than the average raider in 2019, right? Like, this guy, if he were to go to like Blackwing Lair, he would do way more damage than your average 2019 classic raider because they had no freaking gear. Why would you do a dungeon? Like, this is what it sucks, right? You are robbed of the experience of doing a dungeon because it is more efficient for your time, and it sucks to say it. I know, it sucks to say it, but this is more efficient use of your time, just going into Alterac Valley and AFKing. Getting rank 10 doesn't even take that long for all the blue set, right? Like, not even the rank 13. The blue set is already better than all the dungeon gear for most classes. I don't know, mages, probably mages too. For warrior it is like way better, right? Way better. So yeah, I am not surprised that people are not doing dungeons anymore. They are in Alterac Valley. The only way I can get a healer in my dungeons is if I reserve an orb to them, okay? Like, the only dungeon I do is Stratholm Live because we are farming orbs. The only way, if you say round robin, if you say like random orbs, like you cannot find a healer. The only way you can get a healer in that run is to say that you're reserving an orb to them, you know, like first orb to healer, second to tank, something like that is the only way you can get a healer. And it's because of this. if the rank 14 system wasn't the way it is, you would have people doing dungeons. But it is a waste of your time to do a dungeon. As stupid, as crazy, as counterproductive as that sounds, it is a waste of your time to do a dungeon.
Will have to pay if they don't need anything from the dungeon, and even if they need something from the dungeon, they already have it probably. It feels like it's not authentic enough for me as an experience. That also, like, I have seen everything from Classic now. I having played the original Classic, which is the 2005. I got the game. I played with my father. I played in 2019, also played on private servers before. Nostarius I played, Lights Hope I played, like Elysium I've played too. And then obviously we have like 2019, I played it as well, on Druid and Hunter. And now I have played Warrior, Priest and Druid again. I have seen everything now. Like now with the anniversary server from 2024 to 2025, I kind of am done with Classic. And I said it multiple times, if they could already skip it to TBC, I would sign it with both hands, because I want to do TBC. I think it's a superior expansion as well, the superior example, because you have much more to do outside of raiding. You have heroic dungeons, you have obviously raiding, you have PvP, which is BG grinds that are not tied to honor per week, but more like you win, you get honor, you lose, you get honor, and you get marks, and those marks and honor can be then bought, can then be used to buy BG gear or like season 1 gear or whatever.
Okay, that's not entirely how it works, okay, because you get arenas, and in arenas you get rating. So it's like League of Legends or Age of Empires or whatever ranking ladder, right? You get a rank, and I am not an arena expert, okay? I do not PvP, that's not my thing, but the way it works more or less is that whatever ranking the ladder you get, the more arena points you get, and that dictates how fast you can get your gear, right? So you are actually incentivized to care about winning. If you AFK in arenas, you do not get anything. And that's what Classic is missing right now. Like, honestly. Like, yeah, you can PvP for 15 hours a day, like if you want, but you can also PvP for a reasonable amount of time, and if you're good enough, if you win enough, that's all you need to get the gear. Just being good at the game. I think that's a much more healthy system. Right now we are killing Vandar for the billionth time, right? Like, if I get rank 14 gear, will I be excited to come here and show off my rank 14 gear? No. Like, first of all, we hardly fight anybody, right? I would have to go to like Warzone Gulch or Arati Basin for fun. But do I get anything if I win harder at the Battlegrounds? If I am better at PvP, do I get anything? Not really. I don't really care about winning or losing. I still get the rewards, and I think PvP with the arena system is a much healthier version of that. I might do arenas on my Prod Paladin. I'm gonna have to go Shokadin or something. I might have to do it for the maze if I feel like it, maybe. I don't know if I got it in me, guys.
Like pre-biz for PvP, and then you would do arenas to get like arena points, which I think if they don't change it to Conquest, it kind of sucks. It needs to change to Conquest. It needs to be removed with all the teams, because it's always drama, it's always bad for the game as well. But anyways, there is that to grind as well to get better gear. So you have a competitive setting as well with ranked, like 2v2, 3v3, even 5v5. I think personally TBC is more my thing, because I always have been proclaiming that I am a PvPer. I only PvP. Like, whenever I am not raiding, I am PvPing, which is like 95% of my time whenever I'm playing the game. I'm not even farming. Like, if I farmed, it would be farming people in open world, trying to like eliminate 1v1s, 1v2s, why not? But like, personally, I enjoy PvP. That's also the reason why I play World of Warcraft. If you would remove PvP, you would remove me from the game, pretty much, because I am not going to touch the game again. That's the thing that I'm very, very adamant about, and a lot of people don't understand this.
It's gonna suck being a PvP Andy.
Not the most balanced thing out there. It's also like not the most impressive thing. But for me, it is one of the like best experience you could have if you play MMO and you want to PvP. World of Warcraft is actually a very good one, because it's very crispy, very responsive. And if you have played other games, you would understand what I mean. Some games are like having good systems, good PvP systems, systems, but it's not crispy. Like, for example, the Elder Scrolls Online has a good system with like I don't know how it's called, the Solarian or whatever the zone is.
Zero deal, I assume.
Where like three
I don't play
factions
the game,
fight
but
each other, and it's open
that's the
world,
city,
like
right?
realm versus realm kind of thing, like Dark Age of Camelot. They have also rank, they have like competitive settings and whatnot, but the fighting really sucks. I don't really.
Okay, like, I'll go up on that. Like, you wanna know the reason I don't like WoW PvP? If I wanna PvP in an MMO, I think the perfect MMO has already been made, even though they drove it to the ground, and that's why I stopped playing. Like, if I really wanted to PvP in an MMO, I would go back to Albion. Albion PvP was awesome. Like, guild versus guild PvP, it was awesome. Like, if I'm playing a game, it's gonna be that thing. Like, 20 versus 20 people trying to fight over an objective so we can make money. I think that's the real PvP. Like, for all its flaws, I think New World, they had the right idea for, like, making a PvP system. Like, fighting over resources, I think fighting over money, that's the real PvP in an MMO for me. That's what it should be. And that's also why I like Oakingdon in TBC. You know, like the towers, if you get all the towers, you get, like, free consumables. We need more stuff like that in the game, honestly. But yeah, like, it sucks being a PvP and in vanilla WoW. It's gotta suck right now. Like, knowing that no matter how good or tryhard you are, I am gonna get the same gear by just running into Vandar Stonepike and right-clicking him. That's gotta suck.
Really like that. I don't like the floatiness to it. While World of Warcraft is really crispy whenever you're going to do a crit, it actually feels like it. Even on retail, where the numbers are kind of bad and whatnot, it is still very crispy, still very responsive, and I find it very fun, PvP. But if they would remove PvP, I would be also kind of removed. Well, I'm going to say that right now, Classic, I have seen everything, and I feel like as long as they don't have a Classic Plus, which I think will come out in 2026, that's my prediction. It could be sooner, but I think 2026,
No
mid
way
TBC,
sooner.
it will come out.
Maybe
it will
mid
kill TBC
2026.
servers though, but it is what it is. Classic Plus comes out. I hope they implement a rightful PvP system. Get away from that rank 14 system, which I think is only promoting time spent, and that's it.
Absolutely,
There
it
is
is.
no brain power needed. There is just no actual thinking in your actions that is needed. You don't need to improve on anything. It is purely a participation reward towards your time spent in a week. That's the only thing towards rank 14. Even though it's easier to do, I frankly
Oh my God,
don't
my
care
camera
because
just
it's
froze.
just not fun. It is first and foremost a grind. It is like, even though it's an easy grind, it is a
Oh boy, give me a minute. I gotta reset OBS again. I don't know what happened to this thing.
It requires no skill. Everyone gets the same rewards because it's just a participation rewards, which is fine. You should have that in PvP, but you should also have like the elite thing, which is like the higher you are in rating, you get more conquest or arena points, whatever you're using as a system, and you get better gear. It still like requires you to win games. It requires you to actually be active in PvP. Yes, you can get boosted. Yes, you can get carried. Yes, you can also just grind your way to losses and get those points, but still it requires you to actually participate in rated, which in fairness, people are playing arena not only for the gear, but also to get as high as possible, to get the titles, the mount, or whatever you are.
You know, that would be a
for
good idea.
that, activity, bragging rights as well.
I don't know if this is what he's saying, right? But like, you know, rated battlegrounds from retail, where like you got a ranking ladder, like in the arena, you got a team, and like the rank of that team gives you like a rank, right? Like how much you win, you get up in the rank, and you lose, you go down. Like, what if they make a system for Classic Plus where you got rated, you still got the normal PvP grind. If you want AFK in Alterac Valley all day, you can do it. But you also got rated battlegrounds, and if you have a high rating, you get like a bonus, right? Like, just making it up here. Like, if you're top 10% of the rating, you get twice as much honor that week. Something like that. You know, like, you can tune the numbers. I am making up the numbers. But what if that's the way to do it, right? Like, so if you're really good at the game, if you win a lot, if you destroy Warzone Gulch, you have to rank less time because you are winning more. I think that would be a pretty good thing. And like, that would could also solve the problem of like being stuck in like turtle games in Warzone Gulch or Arati Basin, because both sides are really trying to win, right? Maybe they would have to put a timer on the flag on Warzone Gulch, probably. But still though, I like that. Like that could work. It's obviously not gonna happen in vanilla era ever, but yeah.
I think in Classic they actually need to implement that. So it means also to balance the CC. The polymorph is not 30 seconds CC, for example. That is also needed for Classic Plus. But that's also why I'm actually done with Classic
Yeah,
WoW.
but
like,
polymorph
between the
heals you,
raids,
though.
which are all the same, already done, and I dread the AQ phase. That's also why I am physically not able to log in on Classic WoW. This is the first time I have logged on Classic WoW since a week and a half, and it's not because I went to vacation, but more pretty much like I don't want to play Classic WoW. I'm playing Cataclysm, I'm playing Retail, I'm playing League of Legends most of the time, and Warzone. Those are the 4 games, like 2 versions and 2 games that I play currently.
Remember what it was
And
like to play multiple games before
have they
Alterac
in common?
Valley?
Well, PvP is prevalent. Cataclysm, if you want to do BG, it pops instantly at like close to as fast as Classic WoW, even though it is like phase 4, whatever phase it is for Cataclysm. It's done. Like we all know, it's going to be Mist of Pandaria. It still is active, and I think it's quite fun. I like the class designs. I like the arenas as well. I like the gearing system, and I look forward for Mist of Pandaria for sure. So I'm preparing for that. Yeah, it kind of sucks, but what I like is doing 2s with my friends or 3s with my friends and have a lot of fun with that, trying to climb with my friends, even though it's like not really the most optimal thing. We do like the time spent on retail. And then League of Legends, which is again one of the most competitive games in the game, like in the world, pretty much for solo queue and for PvP combat, and Warzone, which is like the relaxation.
Soul,
I care about the wins, but yeah, who cares? I play for the headshots, I play for the sniping, I play for like the plays. I don't really play. I play for the wins, obviously, but I don't play like it. It doesn't affect me as much. Classic WoW raids, I'm kind of bored. I think the loot is really bad right now. I think it's even more bad than in 2019, because you know it is done in like 1 year. Although in Classic 2019, you kind of didn't know when it will end.
Yeah, but
so
Classic 2019 was like 18 months.
The loot treadmill to be faster, but since the release schedule is faster, I think the loot should be a bit faster. But even then, I got the loot I really want. So it's not like I leave because I don't get loot. I leave because I frankly don't care too much, because there is not a lot of things I can do, like except doing raids, which I already done it multiple times. Doing raids to like get new gear, or doing raids for parses. PvP is like kind of irrelevant, unfortunately, because they like still refuse to buff Warzone Gulch and RT Basin, so nobody's really queuing for that.
That's a shame.
And you're facing only premates, because the only premates can make it like worth it to grind those BGs. It becomes like insufferable kind of. And I wish there was like a 1v1. I wish there was a 2v2 arena. I wish there was a 3v3 arena. I wish there was also a 5v5 arena. I wish there was also a BG rated environment. I wish there was also gear that you could buy with like the same system as TBC. I think it would be more fun. But yeah, I understand that if it's the same system as TBC, obviously PvP will be the best gear, because it's the easiest gear to get compared to PvE, where it's like
it is still the easiest gear to get.
But that's
okay.
my
No.
problem.
Okay.
There is no like.
People get the idea that I want the PvP system to be free. If it was up to me, I would make it impossible to get again. I don't think we should have rank 14 gear. I don't think it is a good thing for the game that everybody is gonna be rank 14 now. Especially because of how easy to get it is. Yes, it takes an ungodly amount of time that you can AFK at, which is what most people are doing at one point or another. Yeah, obviously people don't AFK the entire time, but people AFK a lot of the time in their grind. I would say most people, you soft AFK, you go to Bandar, you do a couple things, and then you do nothing, and you are basically invisible. That's what you're supposed to do, right? Just do just enough that nobody cares. I don't think I should get the best gear in the game for doing this. Like, if I show up to a raid every lockout, Let me show you that, because ironically I am one of the best geared people in my guild, and just because I got lucky with some drops, right? Like I got Onyxia necklace, I got Ash Candy, right? Sorry, Untamed Blade, that's a two-hander, nobody wants two-handers, doesn't count. I got the ring from BWL, I got chromatic boots, and I got gauntlets of might. Until I get my dual wield, I am gonna need them because I need 9% hit now. Sucks. But like, I am pretty well off, relatively speaking, like compared to the rest of the guild. I am pretty well off. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items. Okay, like as much as I hate ranking, as much as I think it's a stupid system, this is a lot easier than going to 2 raids every single lockout and getting half the gear that I would get from rank 14. If I wanted to be the most time efficient person, like gear per hour kind of player, I wouldn't even raid. I wouldn't even bother raiding right now. It is pointless. Like, yeah, I'm gonna miss some items. Is it gonna matter when I got full rank 14? You still got twice the DPS you're supposed to have at this point in the game when you're full rank 14. It doesn't matter if you're missing the cloak or the ring or whatever. You get a free ring anyway. You get a best in slot ring from Alterac Valley anyway. So no, I think if they make the PvP system a lot harder or a lot easier, either one is gonna be better for the game. I prefer it if they make it a lot harder. I think I would prefer it if they made it harder again, so I wouldn't have to do it, and raids wouldn't be trivialized, because I think raids are pretty trivialized now. But either way, like, he's a PvP guy. He cares about PvP. He hates this system. I don't care about PvP. I hate this system. Who is this system for? Who is this system for? People that wanted rank 14 and didn't get it, and they think that getting rank 14 AFK in Alterac Valley is the same. They think it matters. Like those people. I freaking hate it, man. Like, I talk to people in my guild all the time, and they're like, oh man, this sucks. I want to do Wars on Gold, Arati Basin. This is not real PvP. And like, those are the people that would actually do the rank 14 grind if it was the old system. You know, like, those people are not happy either. Who is the system trying to please?
Real bragging rights, or like fighting for rating, fighting for a spot as a top PvPer. You don't have that really. And like, I think that's why I'm actually like stepping away, because I don't really care. I did now the Fresh experience, which is very fun again. I think Fresh is one of the best things classic WoW related. Anyone would say that the most hype moment for a classic WoW server is the start, because everyone starts at level 1.
Fresh,
you
bro,
have
absolutely.
A lot of people are running like the dungeons, and it is for me at least the most fun part. I don't care about EQ. I didn't really care about BWL either, and MC was fun the first few times, and then it became like a slog. I think also going for the how it's called, the wall buffs is really boring. Like very boring. I think wall buffs should be... Look, the thing is, if you're going for wall buffs, often you're going to pay a bot or a gold seller, unfortunately. The easy fix, the inflation fix would be that if you start the raid, it's not complicated. You enter the raid, you have an NPC you can talk, you talk to the NPC, you get wall buffs tied to that raid. Yes. So if you are like...
How would that make it any easier? You gotta run to every raid before you go to the raid you wanna go to. Like, that would be just as long.
Rend, you get Oni buff, you get DMTs. If you die, you can respawn, like you ghost walk, whatever, and you can get the buffs again. So it doesn't really matter if you die or not. You can still parse. So you can take risks and die or wipe your whole raid. It is what it is. But you are not losing the buffs. And you're going to pay to the NPC. So every time you're going to get buffs, you pay to the NPC 5. You can do 2 gold per buff or 5 gold for every buff. I don't care. 5 gold, 5 gold, 5 gold, 5 gold. Like for the Oni buff, Rend buff, and on the MT buff, in total 20 gold, for example. And then like the MF or whatever, you can do what you want. And that is the inflation you can use to diminish the gold circulation in the whole game. They don't have that. What they want you to do is spend that gold on people that farm gold and sell gold, so that it always stays in the circulation. At one point, there is just too many gold in the circulation of World of Warcraft, which is like making farming like really a slog. Having mongoose lose at 20 gold, for example, really sucks.
100%.
I don't like that. But the reason is because there is too much gold in circulation, so gold is like worthless at one point.
That's not the case.
And that's how it becomes inflated. And if you want to deflate the economy, if you want to diminish the amount of gold from the economy, you need to have some sort of mechanics where you spend gold and it just goes to the trash bin, which is, for example, the NPC. That's one way. And that's also one of the reasons why I want to leave, because I am tired of seeing consumables like being that high. I'm tired of seeing people with like tons of gold that we all both know they didn't farm from it. The same for Lionheart Helm, like at phase 1, ridiculous amount of gold you had to spend for that Lionheart Helm, which I didn't buy because again I think it's like stupid to buy a piece of like equipment that is that expensive, because we all know the inflation is there because of all the bots, because of all the gold that is just keeping in circulation. If you actually had like a deflation mechanic, like for example the buffs that you would buy at the interest of MC, and every time you're going to buy to die you're going to spend more, that gold is going to be gone, so every price is going to be lower. That's how economics works in general.
Yes, if you deflate the economy, things are gonna be overall cheaper, but like if the problem is one item, the problem is the supply of that item. Like I agree we need a gold sink, but like reducing inflation is not gonna fix Mongoose or Firewater, because there is a very limited supply of those items and every freaking warrior wants it, because 40% of the player base is warriors, right? Like until they buff the Plague Bloom or whatever they do for Mongoose and they buff the Firewater drop rates, it's still gonna suck. But yeah, I totally understand why people don't want to be farming gold all day either. I totally understand that, and AQ40 is gonna be even worse.
So I'm tired of that. I feel like the Classic team is a bit too small. I hope Classic Plus will be a success, because that's the thing that I really want to play long term. I think TBC will be a success the first few seasons or phases, however you want to call it. I think the issue is that it's always eats themselves up with classic servers. So every time you have a TBC server, you have the next big thing coming out. For example, next season of Mist of Pandaria, or next retail expansion, or a Classic Plus coming out. So there is no real breathing room for every expansion, which is fine, because I guess a lot of people are waiting for Classic Plus, a lot of people are waiting for TBC. Heck, there are still a lot of people waiting for a Wrath of the Lich King server. And I don't know what they can do. I don't know how they can do to keep my interest like fresh for Classic, but right now I'm kind of done. So I wanted to make this video so you understand why I'm not really making videos about Classic WoW. I'm more able to make videos about TBC because that's probably what I play like really outside of like Kata, retail, whatever. The TBC servers, private servers, that's what I play just to prepare TBC, and I'm able to make those videos. I think I maybe might make videos about Mist of Pandaria or Cataclysm, whatever. Heck, I could also do on other games, but I feel like I want to stay on World of Warcraft, like content wise. But like right now, Classic, I feel like the people that are playing Classic, I'm not really a fan of. The guilds like running around, the amount of bots that they are, the whole economics, the PvP interactions, like the overall state of like just PvP in general in Classic has been the lowest of the lowest. I think they did really good things, for example, balancing the servers. I really enjoyed the fact that we have like kind of the same alliance to horde ratio, which is like a great thing. The Mega server, I think it's fine until like they realize that they made the Black Lotus change way too late, so now it is just
that was
still
a huge
expensive.
problem. A lot of people quit over that.
They should have done that
them.
from the start, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I think in general they could have handled a few things better, but the premise, the idea is good. I wish they are taking this and SOD and they made the best Classic Plus possible. The thing is that they need to change a lot of stuff to make me feel like a Classic Plus. It should be like really different. I think the rank 14 system should be gone. That's for me like a true Classic Plus. If that's gone and you have like arenas and or like BG, like a rated BG is also fine, like something rated, then I would feel like, okay, this is Classic Plus. And then they change the CC, they change the few towns that are like untouched or like unusable. For example, the Protection Warrior tree is really bad. bad. Nothing is really great. The tankiness is not here. The tankiness is at the start. The damage is also not here. Shield slam is really worthless. There are like a few things that they could do to make it better, and I wish they are going to do that, and I hope they're going to do that. So this is like the video. Hopefully I don't come across I came across negatively. Like, I'm not going to lie about that. It is a negative video, but I think a lot of people are like in my shoes, where they are like stopping classic WoW, especially for AQ. AQ is really boring. I don't like AQ. Like, the opening phase, people like thinking that Scarab Lord is like a big thing or whatever. Like, I don't care about that at all, but some people do care for some reason.
If they make me farm Scarab Lord, I quit.
Don't care about that.
If they make me go out into Silitos and farming Scarab pieces, I quit. Like no lie, I quit. I'm not doing that. Hell no. Rank 14 was bad enough.
Maybe the few PvP in AQ is going to be fun, like the griefing, but we all know a lot of people are going to be reporting like Alliance and Horde. The griefing war will be like, it's going to be crazy. Like, on Reddit, you're going to have a lot of people going to get banned because they camped or they killed someone, like on in-game, obviously. Yeah, it's crazy. So I look forward to it, to see it, but I don't look forward to play it. So again, thank you for watching. Hopefully you do enjoy Classic. If you still enjoy Classic, I'm not here to be the Debbie Downer. I don't need to make you leave the game. If you are still playing it, like, please do play it. But I am kind of done. I'm waiting for TBC. Like, I'm very much waiting for TBC. Do I want to level a character? I don't even have the fortitude to level a character right now, because I'm tired of it. Like, I think I wish PvP was more a real thing in Classic, then I would be playing it. But right now I am not like, and there's nothing surprising. Again, some people are going to say, but you already know what Classic is. Like, I don't know why you're surprised that PvP is only like time spent and not like really skillful. I all know that. Like, it just is like, now I have done everything I wanted to do, like everything I wanted to do, and now I'm really done about it. So just telling me that right now,
that's an important part.
If there is a fresh coming out, I might be playing fresh, but I would then stop.
That's
most
the
likely,
point of the video, right there.
Like in MC or in PWL, like I did right now. So I think phase 1 to phase 3 is probably the most fun thing, and then once phase 3 is like settled and it's phase 4, I'm kind of like checked out. So I hope they're changing the few things that I wanted for Classic Plus, but everyone here has their own version of Classic Plus. Some people might even want PvP to be completely gone. I think PvP being completely gone makes me just want to not play World of Warcraft at all. So yeah, hopefully PvP still is a prevalent thing. I have the same problem with retail, where they don't have like updates for PvP since I don't know when actually. Like, they don't do much communication wise. The Classic is like on another level, like, needs to be changed for Classic Plus, but we'll have to see. Again, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.
Okay, that's Togray, and I'm gonna link his video in the description or whatever, but at that point he made, I did everything I wanted to do. I think that's the point, and I cannot wait 2 weeks from now to show you guys. I cannot wait to show you the graph, because the data is gonna kick in 2 weeks. How many people are in his situation? Granted, he got a 200 from a raid, so he skipped 2 weeks of the ranking, right? He doesn't need rank 14 to PvP anymore. He got the best weapon almost, pretty much. Like, an Ash Candy in PvP is nasty, just as nasty as rank 14. But anyway, how many people are gonna get rank 14 and they are gonna realize that they got pretty much anything they need for Nax? Like, I made a video on AQ40, Dwarf Lord disagreed with me, he made his own numbers, you saw that video, I'm sure. But okay, I said it was a 2.8, if I recall correctly, a 2.8 DPS increase from rank 14 and BWL gear to AQ40 gear. He changed some items, he disagreed with me, and he came up with 6.5%. And that was also by adding a rank of Heroic Strike, which, fair, you get that rank of Heroic Strike from AQ20, you know, so I'll let him pass that one. I think it makes sense, but you don't really have to do AQ40 for it. Either way, 6.5% DPS. So you go from rank 14 to AQ40 and you get every item you need in AQ40, which news alert, you are not gonna get every drop in AQ40. There is hardly any loot to go around. If you get all the items from AQ40, from his numbers, not mine, you are gonna get 6.5% more DPS. How many people are gonna look at that? How many people are gonna look at that and go, yeah, I probably don't wanna do AQ40 just so I can get 12 more strength on my shoulders. I probably don't wanna do that. There is gonna be a lot of people that come to that conclusion. And I think that's the main problem with rank 14 and why I think it's ruining the game. You effectively beat the game. Like, compared to any other version of Classic before this, oh my god, nobody's tanking. Oh, Medina to the rescue. Heals are also not very strong. Oh, jeez. Damn it. But compared to any other version of Classic we ever got, right? We are gonna hit Nax Ramas with magnitudes. Astronomically more gear than any other time before, right? Like, if nobody does AQ40 tomorrow, if nobody goes to AQ40 and comes back for Nax, we are still going to have more DPS and overall, probably, more tankiness than the average player that did Nax in 2019, 2020, I guess. Or in Season of Mastery for that matter. And why? Because rank 14 gear. Rank 14 gear gutted gear progression, and when everybody is best in slot, a lot of people don't want to play. I made a video the other day about fresh TBC, why I want a fresh TBC servers, and I was very surprised about... I learned something about World of Warcraft the other day. I was very surprised about the response I got to that video, because I was expecting people to not like fresh. You know, I was like, okay, people are gonna go, I am not gonna play fresh, I would rather play my server. That wasn't the response I got. People were furious to know that a server was existing. Like, if somehow a server was, a fresh server came out, their characters would be useless. Like, their characters would be deleted or something. And then I understood, like, World of Warcraft at the end of the day is an illusion, I guess, for a lot of people. It's an illusion that you're doing something that matters. And when you break that illusion, a lot of people get mad. And I think when people do the math and figure out how little upgrade it is from rank 14 gear to all the way to Nax, really, I think a lot of people are also gonna get really frustrated with the game and quit. And I think Togray, whether he realizes it or not, he's also one of those examples. Like, he has no real good, efficient or productive way of progress through the game. He could do a Q, sure. Is that gonna really help him do anything? He beat the game. He's in rank 13 gear. He beat the game. And I think a lot of people feel that they already beat the game. Are those people gonna keep playing long term? Like, yeah, they are gonna show up to a raid or two to show off their gear, to get a good parse, you know, look up all their colorful parses, but are they gonna keep playing long term? Are they gonna sacrifice through AQ40, get all the consumables or those nature protection potions, whatever? Are they gonna do that? Or are they just gonna go do something else? Because they feel that their time, and I am fully aware it's an illusion, because all your time in World of Warcraft is wasted, but are those people gonna feel that their time is wasted now? I think that this is what this system generates, and I will never let go of this. I do not think these rank 14 changes were good for the game. And no, I don't want free gear. I would rather get this gear deleted. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on the matter. I really feel for Togray, but I feel a lot of people, more people than you imagine, are in the same boat. And this is just the one guy that wants to talk about it. I don't know, TBC hype? TBC hype. Subscribe, join the Discord, and thank you for watching.